Was the Holy Grail moved from Oak Island? America Unearthed, Season 1. The legend of the Holy Grail is one of the most enduring and captivating mysteries of all time. It is often associated with the Knights Templar, a medieval Christian military order said to have safeguarded sacred artifacts, including the Grail. While traditional lore suggests the Holy Grail is the cup Jesus Christ used at the Last Supper, others believe it is a symbol of a much larger and more mysterious treasure. This episode of America Unearthed explores the tantalizing possibility that the Holy Grail, along with other Templar treasures, might have been hidden on Oak Island, Nova Scotia, and later moved to another secret location in the Americas. Host Scott Wolter embarks on a journey to uncover the truth, piecing together historical clues, legends, and modern-day discoveries. Oak Island has long been the center of treasure-hunting lore, with its infamous money pit drawing explorers and adventurers for over 2 centuries. The pit, believed by many to contain the riches of the Knights Templar or even lost artifacts from biblical times, has yielded tantalizing clues but no definitive treasure. Scott's investigation begins with an exploration of the Templars' secretive history and their alleged voyages to the New World. The theory that the Templars fled Europe to escape persecution in the early 14th century has gained traction among historians and researchers. Evidence suggests that Prince Henry Sinclair, a Scottish nobleman with ties to the Templars, may have journeyed to North America in 1398, nearly a century before Columbus. This connection raises the possibility that Sinclair and the Templars could have hidden their treasures, including the Grail, in the Americas to protect them from their enemies. Scott visits key locations on Oak Island to analyze the historical context and geological evidence. The Money Pit's complex system of tunnels and flood traps is unlike anything else in the world, suggesting that whoever constructed it possessed advanced engineering knowledge. While skeptics argue that the pit might simply be a natural formation, proponents of the treasure theory point to discoveries like ancient wooden platforms, coconut fibers, not native to Nova Scotia, and fragments of artifacts as proof of human activity. These finds, combined with stories of Templar symbolism on the island, fuel speculation that Oak Island was once a hiding place for something extraordinary. However, as Scott delves deeper, he encounters a critical question. If the Templars did hide the Grail on Oak Island, why has no one found it? One explanation is that the Grail was never meant to stay in one place. The Templars were known for their strategic thinking and could have relocated the treasure multiple times to ensure its safety. Scott theorizes that the Grail might have been moved from Oak Island to another location in North America, possibly New Ross, Nova Scotia, or even farther south. He examines local legends, historical records, and physical evidence at these potential sites, looking for connections to the Templars. One intriguing lead takes Scott to New Ross, where the remnants of a mysterious stone structure are believed by some to be the remains of a Templar castle or stronghold. Local lore suggests that Prince Henry Sinclair may have built this structure as a safe haven for the treasures he brought to the New World. Scott investigates the architecture and layout of the site, comparing it to known Templar designs in Europe. He also examines the surrounding landscape for signs of hidden chambers or tunnels that might house the Grail. Using ground-penetrating radar and other advanced technologies, Scott uncovers anomalies beneath the surface that suggest the presence of man-made features. Another compelling piece of the puzzle is the story of the Holy Well near New Ross, which some believe was constructed by the Templars to mark a sacred site. Scott explores the well and its surroundings, looking for Templar symbols or artifacts that might provide clues about the Grail's journey. The well's unusual construction and alignment with other Templar-related landmarks hint at a deeper significance, leading Scott to speculate that it could be part of a larger network of hidden sites. As Scott continues his investigation, he encounters evidence that suggests the Grail might have been moved even farther afield. He examines theories that the Templars transported their treasures to locations in the United States, such as the Newport Tower in Rhode Island or the mysterious carvings on the Kensington Runestone in Minnesota. These sites have long been associated with Templar activity and could represent stops along the Grail's journey. Scott analyzes the historical and archaeological evidence at each site, seeking connections to the Templars and their sacred mission. The possibility that the Grail was moved from Oak Island raises profound questions about the nature of the treasure and its significance. For centuries, the Grail has been a symbol of divine wisdom, spiritual enlightenment, and the quest for ultimate truth. If the Templars truly possessed the Grail, they would have been entrusted with a responsibility of unparalleled importance. Scott's investigation reveals that the Grail's story is not just about a physical artifact but also about the enduring legacy of the Templars and their quest to protect sacred knowledge. Throughout the episode, Scott emphasizes the importance of separating fact from fiction in the search for the Grail. While legends and speculation abound, he relies on science, history, and critical analysis to uncover the truth. His findings suggest that the Grail's journey is far from over, and that its ultimate location remains one of the greatest mysteries of our time. Whether hidden in a remote corner of North America or still waiting to be discovered on Oak Island, the Grail continues to captivate the imagination and inspire the quest for knowledge. America Unearthed delivers a compelling blend of historical detective work and adventurous exploration, taking viewers on a journey through time and across continents. This episode highlights the enduring allure of the Holy Grail and the possibility that its story is deeply intertwined with the history of the Americas. As Scott Wolter concludes his investigation, he leaves viewers with a tantalizing question. Could the Grail still be out there, waiting to be found? The search continues, and the mystery endures. The possibility of the Holy Grail being moved from Oak Island adds another layer to the fascinating history of the Knights Templar and their treasures. Scott Wolter's exploration doesn't just focus on the Grail as a singular artifact. It examines the Templars' larger strategy of safeguarding their wealth and sacred relics. If the Grail and other treasures were indeed on Oak Island at one point, the reasons behind their relocation become just as important as the treasures themselves. What made Oak Island an unsuitable location? Was it due to its vulnerability, geological instability, or perhaps the increasing interest from treasure hunters over the centuries? These are the questions that drive Scott deeper into his investigation. Scott's journey takes him back to Oak Island, where he scrutinizes the intricate design of the money pit. While skeptics argue that the pit's features are exaggerated, Scott considers the possibility that it was not merely a hiding place but part of an elaborate decoy. The engineering sophistication, water traps, underground tunnels, and layers of wood and stone suggest that the Templars intended to mislead and deter anyone attempting to uncover their treasures. By setting up Oak Island as a diversion, the Templars may have ensured that the real treasure, including the Grail, was moved to a secondary, more secure location. New Ross continues to stand out as a potential alternative hiding spot. Scott revisits the area, examining not just the castle ruins but the broader geography of the site. High ground, natural barriers, and access to fresh water make it an ideal location for a stronghold. The Holy Well, in particular, intrigues him further. Could this well have been a symbolic marker, much like Templar constructions in Europe that align with celestial patterns or spiritual significance? Scott's analysis of the site leads him to believe that the well and surrounding ruins might have served as a waypoint on the treasure's journey, rather than its final resting place. Scott's investigation also uncovers more about the practicalities of transporting the Grail and other treasures. Historical accounts suggest that Prince Henry Sinclair had access to a fleet of ships capable of traversing the Atlantic. If Sinclair did bring the treasures to North America, how far could they have traveled inland? Theories about the Templars' presence in the United States gain traction as Scott examines sites like the Newport Tower and the Kensington Runestone. Both sites exhibit characteristics and symbols consistent with Templar activity, hinting at a broader network of treasure routes. The idea of the Grail being part of a larger treasure fits into a pattern of Templar secrecy. They were known for their cryptic symbols, hidden codes, and strategic relocations to protect their holdings. If the Grail was moved from Oak Island, it is likely that its location was shared only with a select few, ensuring that its secrecy would remain intact even in the event of betrayal or capture. This strategy not only safeguarded the Grail but also allowed the Templars to maintain their mystique and influence long after their official dissolution. Another significant aspect of Scott's investigation is the role of local legends and oral traditions in uncovering the truth. While hard evidence is scarce, the stories passed down through generations often contain valuable clues. In Nova Scotia and parts of the United States, tales of mysterious visitors, unusual symbols, and secret tunnels abound. Scott listens carefully to these stories, cross-referencing them with historical records and physical evidence. This approach allows him to piece together a narrative that, while speculative, is grounded in documented history and logical deduction. As Scott concludes this chapter of his investigation, he reflects on the broader implications of the Grail's journey. The Grail is not just a symbol of divine wisdom. It is a testament to the enduring human desire for discovery and enlightenment. The possibility that the Grail could still be hidden somewhere in North America serves as a reminder that history is never static. It is a living, evolving story shaped by new discoveries and fresh perspectives. While the exact location of the Holy Grail remains a mystery, Scott's investigation provides a compelling case for its connection to Oak Island and beyond. Whether the Grail was moved to New Ross, hidden in the United States, or relocated to an as-yet undiscovered site, one thing is certain. The search for the Grail is far from over. The enduring allure of the Templars and their treasures continues to inspire explorers, historians, and dreamers around the world. For Scott Wolter, the quest is not just about finding a treasure but about uncovering the truth and preserving the legacy of one of history's most enigmatic organizations. This episode of America Unearthed leaves viewers with more questions than answers, but that is precisely what makes the story of the Holy Grail so captivating. It challenges us to think beyond the conventional, to question accepted narratives, and to embark on our own journeys of discovery. As Scott puts it, the signs and clues are everywhere. It is up to us to follow them and uncover the secrets they hold.